Hello and welcome to this discussion on the politics of polarization. As Sedition accused, former JNU student Sharjeel Imam faces tough questions from Assam police. Reports claim that many a link is being established on how contacts were allegedly being made to widen the network of protests. While there is still a debate going on whether Sharjeel Imam should really have been booked for sedition, the alleged developments in the investigation hint towards a disturbing trend. The politics of polarization, yes, that's what we are talking about. Irrespective of the motives behind the protests, are efforts underway from all sides to polarize as much as possible. Whether or not Sharjeel Imam was in close touch with the likes of AIUDF chief Badruddin Ajmal, as is being claimed now by the Assam police, and only the probe will tell in due course of time. But one thing we have to note is that from AIMIM's Waris Pathan to the likes of Ajmal, none can be given a clean sheet when it comes to the alleged politics of polarization. And while the BJP is being largely blamed for the so-called polarization, our leaders, our political leaders from the minority community doing any better? That is the big question we are asking. Is party after party taking or trying to take the people for a ride? Does the opposition really want a solution to the impasse over the CAA, or is it just happy to add fuel to the fire? And who loses out in all this? Well, no doubt the commoners. And how long can all this go on? To take this discussion forward, I'm being joined from Shillong by Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, professor from NEHU. Welcome to the show, Dr. Biswas. I also have with me Rajkumar Sharma of the Assam BJP in the studios in Guwahati, and Brigu Talukdar, guest faculty Zamia Millia Islamia, also joins us in the studios. If I can go to Dr. Prasenjit Biswas in Shillong. Dr. Biswas, it's not ending. Things are not ending. Just reports came in just a while back that one policeman, a constable, succumbed to his injuries during clashes with anti-CAA protesters. Things are getting out of control. Is it not the time for ruling opposition to come together and try to sort out the issue? We cannot let this continue.
Yeah, I mean, in a certain way, there is a sense of agony in all these that are happening. You mentioned about Sharjeel Imam's Islam's case, who is now under Assam police custody. Seemingly, there is a kind of polarization that is happening from the communal right forces of the colors of both Hindu and Muslim or any other religious group. The danger is to drag religion into politics, and the moment religion and religious identities come as opponent to each other in the form of a political discourse, it creates a certain kind of polarization. As far as Sharjeel's comments are concerned, we know that every comment cannot be considered as sedition unless it is having a connection for inciting violence, and the violence happens because of a kind of a comment. And that is the stipulation that Supreme Court has given. Therefore, we should not be also creating a chilling effect on the freedom of expression, because that curbs into the right kind of criticism and counter criticisms which are absolutely essential for a democracy. As far as Delhi is concerned and the violence in Delhi is concerned, there is a huge mob we can see that has entered into certain minority dominated areas. Who have brought this mob? That is an important question. Why Delhi police is sheltering members of the mob who are going, berserk and who are trying to commit arson? In the process, police is also attacked, and no one knows from where that shot was fired. So therefore, the situation is becoming extremely worrisome, and I would like to say that all the concerned parties have to resolve the problem, and everyone should maintain high standards of democratic sensibility in a discussion, and therefore such polarization needs to be avoided in Assam, in Delhi and elsewhere in India.
Brigu Talukdar, guest faculty member Zamia Millia. Well, before we come to the specific case of Sharjeel Imam, do you think it's fair to only blame the right wing for what is going on right now?
See, right now we are living in a republic of rhetoric. So, from one side, it's like if we see the how the events unfolded, it was first that the fringe has become the mainstream. It's not about simply the fringe people; it's the
On
fringe
both sides?
ideas.
On both sides, you mean?
On both sides, and in fact, we can say right now the other side is got baited into it. Like if we say we had some fringe comments coming from both the sides right now, and then immediately people who are sensible or at least were thought to be logical have fallen into the trap, and right now they are, and it has created an endless loop. Like one side is feeding onto another, and I see, and which will immediately, which has created a vicious cycle, and where the actual issues are getting lost. And if this cycle is not broken or somewhere it is not snapped, it will continue going on. And right now we need a sense of intervention from all the sides so that the real issues come up, the issues are addressed, and we can move on with our daily lives.
Rajkumar Sharma, clearly the BJP is being blamed for a lot of things that is probably not going right at this moment. How do you defend it? Before you come to the specific case of Sharjeel Imam, of course, his custody has been extended by another 4 days in Assam, and investigations are going on. We have had media reports coming in. We'll get into it in course of a discussion. But of course, your party is being held responsible, and the right-wing elements are also being held responsible. How do you defend that, and what has the BJP done? Of course, there has been efforts made to send interlocutors to mediate, but nothing has succeeded. But as the ruling party in the center, you have to find a solution. You cannot just point fingers. It's your duty also to find solution.
No, Navaran, the solution is one part, the problem is one part. Mr. Brighu has not referred both the parties. I don't know whom he is referring. But then the problem in this country is when the BJP started functioning, so BJP branded as a communal party by a Congress, because our ideology, we are ideologically committed towards our nation. We are ideologically committed towards Bharat. Yes, there is a politics of appeasement for the vote bank. This started by Congress, not by BJP. We were not in power. So we used to protest this. And we used to talk about in favor of Hindu. Then we started, people started blaming certain intellectuals, leftist mind, Congressy and all other political parties, started blaming that BJP is a communal party. BJP is never involved in any polarization of vote. What is happening in Delhi, Seinbag, it is not, BJP is not going to gain out of this. BJP lost the election. But then also BJP didn't compromise. What is Seinbag? Now, as Mr. Biswas said, freedom of expression. How dare this freedom of expression can be where you are saying this hum tukde is desh ke tukde kar denge? How we can just as Mr. Biswas told about freedom of expression, how we can tolerate that somebody is saying we'll cut Assam from the rest of the India. This cannot be, Mr. Biswas. This cannot be freedom of expression. This cannot be freedom of expression.
Guarantees freedom of expression.
What is freedom of expression? Freedom of expression cannot be against your country. Freedom of expression cannot speak against your country. In what happened in JNU, Bharat tere tukde honge, this cannot be freedom of expression. Whatever Sharjeel Imam has said cannot be freedom of expression. This is against the interest of country. And when we speak against this, you say we are polarizing the things. What happened? You are referring to one particular community, entering minority community, so this clash happened in Delhi. Why this minority community has blocked this Seinbag from last 70 days? You don't speak against the minority community. Why you are not speaking against Seinbag? Why you are not speaking against Jaffrabat? Why you have referred? Why you have referred?
Okay, let's do it.
Because this minority community is creating trouble in Delhi. They have started Seinbag. Modi ji told Seinbag is not a singer.
Let's not
this
name.
Is a prayog.
Rajkumar Sharma, let's
See,
not name.
people
Let's not
leftist
name.
People always think like this.
Let's
So
not
the
name
leftist
any
has gone from
community.
India.
Let's not name any community.
You have started
He
naming
said,
people in the
he,
debate
Mr.
without
Biswas said,
making point.
Mr.
This is
Biswas
how you
said
turn a
that certain
debate
people
into a
entered
shouting
in
match.
minority community. Who entered in minority community?
What he
He
said is
said
that,
why-
what he
why
said
is-
is
why-
that, what
he
he
said why
said,
some
what
people
he
should
said,
enter in
Today in
minority
Delhi,
community? It is a
people
private,
came
it is a
in trucks,
reservation of
along
minority
with
community.
police,
Then
people
nobody
are
can go
attacking
there.
minority
You should not
community.
speak like
Why
this,
are you
being a
defending
intellectual person,
rioters?
being a
Why
professor.
are you defending rioters?
We are not defending
No,
rioters.
hang
We
on,
don't
hang
defend
on,
anti-national
hang on.
Defending
person.
rioters.
We don't
Hang
defend
on,
Mr.
hang
Vishwas
on,
anti-national
hang
person.
on.
We don't
Hang
defend
on,
anti-national person.
hang on. Nobody is blaming any community here. Let's be very clear about that. Nobody, and it's not about any community. It's about ideologies. Let's be very
You don't
blunt.
criticize Barish Pathan. You don't criticize Sharjeel Imam. You don't criticize Akbaruddin Owaisi,
Why
who
not?
said
Everybody, those who make wrong
you criticize
statements have to
Sharjeel
be
Imam then.
criticized.
You
There is
criticize
no
Sharjeel
true
Imam.
opinion
Right
about
now you
that.
criticize.
But you cannot freeze
criticize
freedom of
Barish
opinion
Pathan.
and
Whether Barish
fundamental
Pathan
rights
spoken
of
right or
people.
wrong. Mr. Vishwas, Barish Pathan was right or wrong? Tell me, Barish Pathan was right or wrong?
Who said Varis Pathan is right here?
You
Yeah,
tell
nobody,
me you are
no,
wrong.
nobody
You know
ever,
this.
nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. Bhrigu Talukdar.
Yeah.
Can we continue blaming each other, or can we find solution? Why is the BJP government not called an all-party meet so far in this case?
See,
Is it? I mean, has the BJP reached out to the opposition? Come, let's sit together and find a solution. This is something serious. We cannot allow this to go on. There is a situation of the national
There is
capital
nothing serious
when
about
we have
this.
when we have the U.S. president visiting the country. We have stones being pelted. A cop has lost his
No, I will
life.
be speaking on this
Section 144 has been imposed, and there is the national capital.
see,
Is this not alarming?
see elements
And not just the BJP, is it also not the time for the opposition to also come together and all the groups and say, okay, let's sit and we cannot allow this anymore, enough is enough.
See, politics is not done on peace. Politics is done where your issues are raised and you solidify your base. This is the best time to solidify the base for every party. See, if they are not solidifying their base, they are not doing their job as political parties. See, there is a lack of political will to bring, in any side, to bring peace into this land. We want peace in this land. We want progress to happen, right? So, see, whenever some, as Mr. Sharma has pointed out, whenever some, rogue, I would say loose cannons, there are all sides. These loose cannons fire around. It becomes imperative for the sane voices in every side, in every party, to say that, okay, this was not right. Let us not fall into the trap. Let us stick with our issues. Let us stick with the issues of solving the problems. Let us stick with the issues of peace. Let us stick with the issues of going forward. Now, if there was a genuine will in all the sides, see, it could have been ended in 1 hour. See, if there is genuine will, if there is reaching out on both the sides. I'm
Both
not saying
sides.
on both
Both
sides. I'm not
sides.
saying one
Yes,
side only.
both sides.
Both sides should come together, sit together. See, one meeting is not happening. Second meeting will go. Third meeting will go. Fourth meeting will go. Let's go for series and let's finish it off, right? So, and also, secondly, there is also every action has an equal and opposite reaction. One action will happen, a reaction will come. That reaction will prompt another action, and it will go on. Now, it depends on the parties what action they want to do. If they want to do the actions which has some solutions in it, then solutions will emerge from all sides. If they want to interpret or enter into actions which are not moving forward, which is not letting us move to a solution, then it will again create problems on all sides. See, clashes, if clashes happen on and on, there cannot be talks when there are the politics of violence, totally violence. So I've always mentioned that violence is not only about action, it is also about words. So the violence of words has to be curbed right now.
Now, if I can get in, of course, I'll come to you, Rajkumar Sharma. Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, do you think finally the politics over CAA was different in the mainland and it was completely different in the region? But do you think that politics, CAA politics of the mainland, is finally spilling over to Assam, at least Assam? Especially with the Assam police taking custody of Sharjeel Imam, and some reports coming in that Sharjeel Imam was in touch with AIUDF chief and several others. So clearly the politics over CAA is spilling over to Assam. The other kind of politics, the issue was different here. Yeah.
Yeah, that part, I mean, that part has to be, probed, and I have nothing to say
Absolutely.
with whom Sharjeel Imam was connected or not connected. But the prima facie, the comment that Sharjeel Imam made, whether that comment constitutes sedition or not is a legal issue, and one has to be very clear about what constitutes sedition. Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru also were arrested by the British under sedition, and it's a colonial law.
This is very objectionable. This is very objectionable, Mr. Biswas, comparing Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru with Sharjeel Imam and Baris Pathan.
You don't understand Constitution.
I understand everything.
You have to read Constitution. Without reading Constitution,
don't compare this struggle
no,
with
you are
freedom
taking
movement.
your party line. I am not in your party line, and you are trying to suppress freedom of expression of people. And that is how you are trying to suppress dissent.
No,
you are trying to create a majority
how you are
vote bank
comparing
for
this
yourself
movement
by
with a freedom
bringing
struggle?
by excluding Muslims. And
You
this
cannot
is how you
compare
play
Mahatma Gandhi
communal
with Sharjeel
politics,
Imam.
which is connected with your attempt to suppress freedom of expression.
Okay.
You don't know anything. That is the problem.
Okay, Dr.
You
Biswas.
please don't tell me I don't
Hang on,
know.
hang on,
Please
hang
don't
on,
tell
hang
me I
on, hang
don't know
on.
anything.
Hang
You
on,
please
gentlemen.
Constitution.
Hang on, I
please
have
don't
a
question
question.
I don't know anything.
I have a question.
Therefore, the point here is that
Please don't tell me.
in
Okay,
case
hang
of
on.
Assam,
Hang on.
in case of Assam, the anti-CAA protest in Assam has taken a certain shape, and it has raised a certain voice. The voice has to be heard by the central government. Central government is diverting people, diverting itself to non-issues. Sharjeel Imam's one comment cannot make such a huge issue that it could be investigated. It should be investigated, but it should not become a polarizing point of reference. Because if it is turned into a polarizing point of reference, once again this Hindu-Muslim polarization, the usual plot that certain political parties play.
hang on,
Sharjeel
hang on.
Imam
I
is
have
not
a-
an individual
Diversity
ideology,
protest,
Mr.
and that is why
Biswas.
it is brought in.
Sharjeel
Hang
Imam
on,
is an ideology. We are protesting the
I-
ideology of Sharjeel Imam. Sharjeel Imam is nothing. We are just trying to...
Ideology and action of Sharjeel Imam.
See,
can
people
be
like you
proved.
will
I have
always
no
support
objection
this
to that.
type of people.
I am
Okay.
saying you don't freeze the fundamental rights.
Okay, Dr. Biswas.
What you people
At
do,
a
you
cost
are
of your
targeting
country
and
also.
mistargeting
Okay.
people
At
all
the
the
cost
time.
of my state also.
Okay, Dr. Biswas. Dr.
Why?
Biswas. Dr. Biswas.
Country is everyone's, and no
Yeah.
one needs your certificate. It is enough proven what you people also do.
Okay, Dr. Biswas, the question that many are asking at the same time. See, it is still being debated whether or not Sharjeel Imam should have been accused of sedition, charged with sedition. But the question that many are asking is that the remark that Sharjeel Imam apparently made, the video that was circulated, it talks of cutting off Assam and the region from the rest of the country. Can we equate that as a similar, say, another road blockade being imposed in any state? It is different. If you cut off the chicken's neck, the entire region is disconnected. Can you imagine the implications? That way, doesn't it also relate to national security, and why tough action should not be taken against Sharjeel Imam? That is the question also many are asking, and that has to be answered.
So two standards. Similar tough action should be initiated on Kapil Mishra and BJP minister who said Goli Maro. In case of
Absolutely,
BJP, you
no
don't
denying to
initiate
that.
any action, and if there is a dissenter who makes so that's what. Equal standard be applied.
No, why
Equal standards.
against Kapil Mishra? I can agree with that Golimaro dialogue where my president of party has given a warning to the
Is that
Anurag
enough?
Thakur. But
Is
then
that
why
enough?
Now
against
you want to
why against
defend.
why against
you want
Kapil
to
Mishra?
defend
Then
wrong
why not?
statement.
Why against
Even
Kapil Mishra?
Even Sambit Patra didn't defend him. Why Mr. Mishra is defending another
See,
Mishra?
Mr.
What is
Biswas,
his interest?
every action has a reaction. Where whatever action is happening in Delhi, Kapil Mishra yesterday said
No,
that
that is
in-
incorrect.
No, please now.
That is
Kapil Mishra
Newton's
yesterday
law. It has
said
no
that
place in
in
a
case
civilized
this
democracy. If you are saying
Jafrabad is
action
not
and reaction,
vacated,
you are supporting
they will
communal
take action.
violence. That
Every
has
action
no
has a
place
reaction.
in Indian democracy.
No, in democracy that doesn't mean that people start creating trouble to others. This is democracy. Shinebag is a democracy.
That's why you don't like Gandhi's non-violence. If you are following Gandhi's path, you cannot advocate
Jafrabad
violence
is
in
a
this
democracy.
indirect manner also.
The
You
act in
are
Jafrabad is
advocating
democracy.
violence in an indirect manner.
The act of in Jamia
Democracy
is a
is not
democracy.
democracy. You have brought people,
So we
people
don't want
came,
democracy
organized
like you.
rioters came under police
We do,
protection,
sir.
and they have
With due
attacked
respect
home
to
in
you,
Jafrabad today.
with
This
due
evening
respect
they
to
have
you,
attacked.
your idea of democracy is different from my idea of democracy.
Bhrigu Talukdar, is that the
Absolutely.
problem?
I
Is
have
that
no
the
true
problem?
opinion on that.
Is that the problem? What Dr. Biswas pointed out just a short while back, that there cannot be two yardsticks for two cases.
You know,
So
yeah, that's what I was saying, right?
So is that where the is that where the BJP failing? Should it also have reined in all its some of its leaders who have of course gone on record, to make some remarks, and then it would have been in a much better position to probably bring things under control?
You know, I shouldn't be saying anything because already our Home Minister has already said, Amit Shah, what was the reason of losing Delhi elections was that there are certain comments. So the party, the BJP apparatus has already understood it. The problem is that functionaries are not understanding the same. Because the Home Minister has already said that these things should not have been said away. And he is a very astute political mind. A political astute mind has already understood that you can only push an envelope to a certain extent. You cannot go beyond that. But I guess that brief and a directive has not reached to the other functionaries who are adding fuel to the fire, and also at the same time becoming cannon fodder for the other side. And at the same time, these from the ruling dispensation, whatever comments are coming, these are creating baiting traps. These are basically baiting the other side, and the other side is also getting trapped into the same. They are also following the same. They're saying if the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, or its functionaries are saying these sort of words, let me also go and give a full frontal, vocal, arousal with my words and everything. And probably Sharjeel Imam didn't even understand the sensibilities of the region, because if he had understood that it's simply 22 kilometers.
That cannot be a ground for his innocence.
I'm not
That's
saying,
a different thing.
No,
That cannot be
Mr.
a different
Bhrigu,
thing.
I think
I'm not
at least-
defending him.
No,
I don't
no.
defend people
Yeah.
who
You
are
cannot
for my
sym-
state.
please, you
for
do
my
not
state, if somebody
sympathize.
saying I'm not sympathizing,
Please
I'm simply
sympathize.
logically.
But
No,
I'm
no,
not sympathizing.
please
Please
don't
don't
be
question
sympathetic
my
to
sympathizing. I've never
Sharjeel
sympathized with the
Imam.
person.
I
I never
don't
will.
agree.
I'm an
Rajkumar
extremist.
Sharma.
And I'll never.
Rajkumar Sharma.
Please don't question my statehood and identity of an
No, no,
extremist.
you are saying that
Rajkumar
Sharjeel
Sharma.
might not
he does-
understand that is not true.
Every political mind is there.
People like Sharjeel Imam are very shrewd person, Bhrigu. They are more
Okay.
planner,
They were
better
shrewd,
planner
they
than you and me.
They would have
They are
they would
trying
have
for
operated
it.
in a better way.
They have operating. They are operating.
Okay, well
the
said.
PFI is operating. Everybody, this has been exposed badly.
Okay, Rajkumar Sharma. One thing is clear, that everything cannot be resolved by the use of force. That is amply clear from what has happened in the last month and a half. What is the way forward? Instead of what is being alleged against the BJP is that instead of using the police as a tool to try and tackle and corner the agitators, is it not wise at this point in time to reach out to them in all possible ways? Very quickly, we are running out of time.
Listen, now, Arun, first of all, right now, people are saying this is a very serious issue, very serious. I don't understand what is seriousness about this. As far as Shinebag is concerned, they are sitting there for 60, 65 or 70 odd days. Now, Supreme
It is
Court,
serious because the situation that is there right now, as simple as that.
Listen.
We have
to me,
stones
listen
being
to me.
pelted,
Because the
tear
India
gas
is
shells being fired, a cop
yesterday.
lost his life,
It happened yesterday.
metro,
It happened yesterday. It happened yesterday. Till Shinebag was continuing. Yesterday in Jafarabad, the problem started when the people who were obstructing going to that side was. Then there was a clash between the both groups.
That is okay.
My point is, Supreme Court has appointed interlocutor there to discuss the issues. They have met 3-4 times, but in Shinebag, people are not there to discuss because there is a public gathering. It is a leaderless organized agitation, and the
Not
problem
at all.
is
I
government.
seriously doubt.
Every day you see talks over. Lot of leader of
Clearly, there is a lot of disconnect. Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, last words from you. What should be the ideal approach of the government, whether they do it or not?
Yeah.
What do you think should be the ideal approach of the government now? Very quickly.
See, the government has to address the core issue. The core issue is filtering and profiling of the Muslim people in the case when their names are excluded from NRC or NPA. Under CAA, certain religious communities will get some relief, but Muslims are treated differently. Kindly address this issue. Don't divide people in the name of religion. Citizenship Act 1955 have enough provisions to provide all the support to the refugees as well as to anyone who comes to take shelter in this country. Don't divide and discriminate
Act
on the
nowhere says
basis of
about this.
religion. That is the core
I'm
issue.
so sorry, Mr.
Kindly
Biswas,
address
Act
this
nowhere
issue
says like
in the
this.
right way.
Clearly,
Act
Bhrigu
nowhere says-
Talukdar, last verse.
Yeah.
End of the day, it is the politics of citizenship and the fear about losing citizenship, irrespective of whatever CAA stands for. Is that the case? Last verse, very quickly, 20 seconds.
Just, I will say that, yeah, it's about the politics, but it's also about the trust deficit on both sides, on both the sides. There is, the other, one side doesn't trust the other side doesn't other side. So until and unless this Sabka Vishwas is not, as Mr. Modi has said, our Prime Minister has said, until that point is not reached, this will continue.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen. That was a very engrossing discussion, but clearly both sides need to sit and talk because this cannot continue anymore. Peace should prevail. That's a wrap of the show.